They say debt is dangerous. They say avoid it like the plague. They say if you owe money, you're doing something wrong. But the exact opposite is true for the rich. You've been fed a lie, the kind that keeps you in the rat race. While the wealthy use that same dangerous debt to buy time, build empires, and print freedom. That's exactly what Elon Musk did. He didn't sell Tesla stock to buy a $50 million mansion. He borrowed against it because selling would mean paying taxes. But smart debt equals tax efficiency, and that one move saved him millions. If you're struggling financially right now, it's probably not because of how much money you make. It's because of what you know about debt. Here is how rich people use debt and why you're doing it wrong. Number 7, you borrow to live. They borrow to build. You might use debt to bridge the gap between paychecks, but the wealthy, they use debt to bridge the gap between now and cash flow. Here's the difference. The poor and middle class use debt for things that depreciate. Credit card interest at 29%. Trapped in payments. The rich use debt for things that appreciate. Mortgage at 4% on a $5 million asset, earning rent, dividends, or capital gains. Let's break this down. Imagine two people borrow $100,000. One buys a luxury car. The other buys a 4-unit apartment building. The car loses value, the apartment pays him monthly, and grows in worth. Same debt, radically different outcomes. Number 6, they use other people's money and credit. When you hear use other people's money, it might sound shady, but that's literally the foundation of capitalism. Banks loan money they don't have, governments spend money they haven't printed yet, and the wealthy, they borrow against their assets, their businesses, even their brand. They don't need to use their own money. That's the point. Jeff Bezos didn't bootstrap Amazon with savings from a 9-to-5. He raised capital, took on debt, sold a vision, then used those funds to scale, fast. While you were saving up for a house over 20 years, he was building an empire without touching his own wallet. In 2022, Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion. But here's what most people missed. He didn't pay for it himself. He used a sophisticated mix of leverage, loans, and investor capital, a financial jujitsu move that only the wealthy know how to pull off. Musk pledged around $12.5 billion worth of Tesla stock as collateral to secure loans, then raised billions more from investors and banks, offloading the risk without selling his Tesla shares and triggering capital gains taxes. Even better, he got Twitter to help pay for its own acquisition. How? Through something called a leveraged buyout. In simple terms, he took out loans, bought the company, then loaded those loans onto Twitter's balance sheet, making the platform itself responsible for repaying them. It's like buying a house using the house's future rent to pay the mortgage. Musk turned a multi-billion-dollar purchase into a strategic debt play while maintaining control and preserving his personal wealth. Most people think debt is a weakness, but to Musk it was a weapon. If this is shifting how you see money, you're not alone. This is the stuff they don't teach in school for a reason. So hit that like button to tell the algorithm this matters, and subscribe now because we're about to dig even deeper into the financial truths most people never hear. Number 5, the tax code loves the leveraged. Want to know a dirty little secret? The tax code doesn't punish debt. It rewards it. Wealthy people deduct mortgage interest, business loan interest, even the depreciation on assets they never paid full price for. Meanwhile, you're paying income tax on every dollar you earn. They're simply using debt to reduce taxable income and keep more of their money working. Think about that. If you make $100K a year, you pay taxes on the full amount. If they earn $100K via debt, they pay nothing because debt isn't income. And if that borrowed money creates more income or assets, it's a double win. Number 4, the credit score is a weapon, but only if you know how to use it. You're told to keep your credit score high, but why? So you can buy a new car? Get a better credit card? Rich people use high credit scores to access low-interest capital, negotiate better loan terms, get funded faster. Your score is more than a number. It's a credibility score in a world where trust means money. If your credit score is 800 and you have no plan to leverage it, that's like owning a Ferrari and leaving it in the garage. Want to know the greatest thing debt can buy? Time. You could spend 10 years saving to start a business, or take a smart loan and launch it in 6 months. You could save $300,000 over a decade, or use a mortgage to control the asset today and let renters pay it off. Rich people use debt to fast-forward success. Not recklessly, but strategically. Because they know something you don't. Money has a cost, but so does time. And time lost, you never get it back. Number 3, the rules are rigged, but you can play too. You were taught the rules of the old game: save, budget, avoid all debt. But the rich are playing a different game: borrow, leverage, scale. And the crazy part? They're not doing anything illegal. They're just using the rules better than you because they understand them. You don't need to be a billionaire to think like one. You just need to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a capital allocator. That means learning how to use good debt, protecting your credit score, investing in assets that pay you back, avoiding lifestyle debt that bleeds you dry. You've been playing checkers, they're playing chess. Once you see debt the way the wealthy do, you'll never see it the same again. Before we hit number 2, if this is connecting some dots for you, a quick like can help more people find this. Number 2, the invisible debt rich people use every day. You've never even heard of it. There's a kind of debt the average person doesn't even know exists. It's not credit cards, not mortgages, not even business loans. It's liquidity-backed debt, a financial cheat code used by corporations and ultra-wealthy individuals. Here's how it works. Let's say you own $5 million in stocks or real estate. Rather than sell them and pay massive capital gains taxes, you borrow against the value of those assets through a securities-backed line of credit. No selling, no taxes, just pure liquidity. You get the cash today, keep your investments growing in the background, and only pay low interest rates, often under 5%. It's like getting paid for your future wealth now without giving up a single share. This is what billionaires mean when they say never sell. They're not being motivational, they're being tactical. Number 1, the rich love debt with no deadline. If debt feels like a burden, it's because your debt has a deadline. Student loans, auto loans, personal loans, all designed to drain cash flow monthly whether or not you're making money. But the wealthy, they prefer interest-only loans, or better yet, no repayment schedule at all unless they choose it. They use balloon loans, strategic refinancing, non-recourse debt to control when and how they repay, if ever. Because the focus isn't to be debt-free, it's to be cash flow-free. They keep payments low, they keep assets high, and they use the freed-up cash to invest, not repay. You're trapped in a system designed to extract. They're operating in a system designed to compound. If you're still watching, you're not average, and this channel isn't either. So don't just disappear into the scroll. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway, hit like to boost the signal, and subscribe if you're ready to break out of the system they built to keep you stuck. We're not just posting videos. We're building a smarter, freer generation. Be part of it.